I see so many people were focusing on all the wrong things that led them down the wrong path, that had the wrong thinking, that caused them to do the wrong action, which caused them to lose money. But if you're just listening to what I was saying, which was the charts are still, and I know this sounds simple, right? You probably spend 20 hours going down this rabbit hole about all this stuff and watching all these people that are credible on YouTube, right? All these gurus that are really smart. And this, like, I can't believe it. Like, I just cannot believe this bullshit. These people that have got like a few million subscribers on their YouTube channel about the markets, and they're so smart, and they've got the PPI, the CPI, the balance sheets, the future cash flows, the fundamentals, all of this sort of stuff, and the recession's coming, and they're going short. I was watching one particular person, I'm just like, you are so smart, but so dumb at the exact same time. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here. Today, what I want to do is I really want to share some things with you that I really do know is going to help you with your trading. If your goal right now in these markets is to be able to learn to identify good trading setups, for you to become a good trader, like the characteristics of a good trader. And if your whole goal is to be looking forward, make money every year from these markets as a trading income, right? Not from an investments, then I really want to share some really amazing things with you that has really taken me 20 years to figure out from these markets. And that's what I want to really sort of just guide you down the process here, is that if you've been trading the markets now for maybe, I'd say less than 5 years, you're probably going to go down the same path that most people did, that I did, and hopefully this is going to give you a bit of an opening of really what really goes into like the art of successful trading throughout the year, right? And probably some of the biggest myths out there, some of the biggest wrong thinkings that I used to do that you're probably doing right now as well too. And that wrong thinking is causing the wrong actions, which is therefore causing a struggle throughout the year instead of it actually being a really good year for you. So that's what I really want to focus on with this video here. If you're looking for the get rich quick scheme or the quick tip or anything like that, you know you're never going to get ahead by doing that, right? It's never, there is no easy road out there. But if you're one of these people that really does know that they really need to apply a little bit more discipline to their life, right? I'm not talking about 100% discipline, right? A little bit more discipline in their life, right? Maybe a little bit more discipline in your own trading, right? A little bit more consistency, a little bit more patience, right? That's what goes into becoming a good trader, right? We all know this, right? And on the back of all that, the reason why I'm bringing this video up here for you, because right now it's Sunday morning for me. And I write out my goals I just finished writing out my goals this morning, Sunday morning. And I really thought that I can feel a lot of people's pain right now when it comes to these markets, especially what happened just recently across the actual market itself. With actually when it comes to the actual stock market, right? So if you look at things like the S&P 500, if you look at things like the S&P 500, you would know that people are just completely blindsided. Maybe blindsided is the wrong word. Completely shocked about these markets having a strong rebound, and I really feel that because I used to think the same way, right? Probably most of you guys that are watching this video right now, most of you, at least 90% of you, thought that this was going to be the top and the market was going to go down. Now, if you've watched my videos for the last couple of weeks as the market was coming down, you know, right? I was saying, no, guys, we're probably going to get a strong bounce. We're going to get at least a strong bounce out of this, and then we can reassess after that. And so, one of the things that it comes back down to this here is for the art of like successful trading. Like, what does successful trading actually mean? Like, People say you want to be a pro trader, right? You want to be a successful trader. Well, let's actually build the foundation. If you want to be a successful trader, you want to be a pro trader. Well, let's actually let's re-engineer back to what does an actual pro trader do, right? A private trader, not an institutional that has billions of dollars at their disposal that using automated machines to get in and get out 10,000 times a day, right? No, we're talking about the average private trader that does well. Because if we can start to reverse and re-engineer back to what they do, what the top, say, 1% of traders who do really well, and then we get into like top 1% of traders do, say, 6 figures, and then the less than 1%, right, that drove me like in that club there is like 7 figures, right? You make more than 7 figures a year. If you actually look at what they do, right? Because if you actually want to do really well in life, right, we need to model the behaviors and success amongst people who do really well. Now, there's this strategy, right? And I think this is where a lot of people go wrong when it comes to their own trading, is that they don't even actually have a strategy that they're following, and there's no discipline behind that strategy. So if you actually want to do really well out of trading, and this is for me, when I first started trading 20 years ago, 5-10 years, I had to start to become real about the way that I'm trading. I had to apply a level of discipline to my own trading. And therefore, like right now, my only trading right now, 90% of my trading throughout the entire year is just based off one style of trading, one style of setup. And then I just trade that, right? And then the other 10% of the time is I'm trading other things like there's opportunities in the markets, okay? But I really want to sort of open up your eyes, right? It's like if you go down this path of wanting to be a good trader of these markets, because 90% of you guys are losing money right now. I know that. 90% of you are getting crushed right now. Why is that? You're probably getting crushed right now because you're approaching these markets in a way of what you're thinking is going to affect the markets, and not based off a solid foundation of a good approach throughout the entire year. You're looking for that I'm looking to go short the market right now and make a quick buck. Instead of saying, how do I set myself up right now of a good foundation? So if I follow this foundational rules throughout the entire year, I'm going to have a successful year. If you guys have been trading the markets more than 5 years, if you just been buying long these markets right now, you're probably doing really well. But you're not a trader, right? You're just a buy and holder, and you've been very lucky because you caught a big bull market, right? You're not a trader of the market. You're just an investor. But if you want to learn how to trade the market, especially in the next big downturn, right, where most of those people who have been very lucky to be capturing a big bull market right now, if you want to be able to do really well in that environment, right, it becomes a level of skill, right, not just lucky. So if you bought and hold for the last 3-4 years, and yeah, the market's in a big bull market, yeah, yippee day, right? Everyone who's bought long the last 3 years has been doing really well, right? But what happens when the market gets crushed 50 to 60 to 70%, right? That's the 50 or so percent on the indices. What happens when your stock gets crushed by 80% in the next recession? And we do know the next recession is coming, right? You're not so much of a trader then. And I'm trying to set you up here, and I'm trying to share with you that one of the things if you actually want to do well from trading the markets, right? If you bought and hold for 3 or 4 years and that's all you did, you're an investor. But if you want to learn how to trade the markets, look for opportunities so you can get in now and have a profit this year, right? And next year, and look, and how do you actually navigate that 12-month period? Right? How do you actually make 6 figures in a 12-month period? What does that actually look like? Well, the foundations to that 6 figures is what? The first thing is that throughout the entire year, we need to apply a little bit of a focused foundation on what exactly am I looking for in the markets. Right? Now, and the reason why this is so important, because again, guys, like I do really well from trading right now, and not because I'm smart, not because I'm lucky, not because I definitely know what's going to come, but I just apply some really good foundational rules of what am I looking for in the market? What am I actually looking for in a good high quality setup in the first place, right? And so if we go down this path of what actually am I looking for, not 1,000 setups or 5 setups. For me, I'm only looking for really just one type of setup that I look for. And again, I teach you for free. That first thing in the description there, guys, I teach you for free, in that there. And if you'd like to get access to more of like actual private coaching every day and see what I'm doing in the market every single day and join a real small group of less than 20 people, then you may be a good fit for my actual coaching program where I can be with you every day. That's if you're absolutely serious about becoming a really good trader and there's going to be a bit of work behind this, right? And that's not an overnight thing, but within a 12-month period, you can really start to gain a lot of momentum in the positive direction and not the negative direction. If that is for you, then there's a link in the description there, guys. You can apply for that and I'll personally call you, okay? So on the back of what I just said there, okay? Again, this is Sunday talk for you guys, all right? On the back of what I just said there, unfortunately, firstly, most people don't do really well out of trading because what do 90% of you guys doing right now? And this is not saying that this is bad, because this is just what people do, right? I went down this same path as well. I lost $250,000 by doing this shit. What are most people doing right now? They're just trading anything that they think that can make money. So if you want to be, let's reverse engineer back to what a pro trader does. What does a pro trader do in the market? He goes to the markets looking for his trading setup. So that's the foundation, right? So if you're going to the market looking for anything, oh, it's bouncing off support, let's go long. Oh, there's a stochastic crossover, let's go long. Oh, there's a MACD, oh, there's a bot. You see what I'm saying? There's no solid foundation behind you. So if you actually want to be a pro trader and actually be good at trading, we need to have the foundation of what? What actually am I even looking for in the market? I'm going to the markets right now to trade. Cool. What am I looking for? And unfortunately, most of you guys right now have no idea what you're looking for. Or if you do know, you probably say, well, I'm looking for this setup, 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 and I'm looking for that. That's it. Right? And I'm laughing because guess what? You're not going to make any good solid consistency out of that. You guys know, right? If you're trading 4 or 5 setups every day, your brain can't focus on that. Right? If setup 1 and setup 5, if you're trading 5 different types of setups, 5 different types of trading approaches, guess what? At any given one moment, if your brain is focused 100% looking for setup number 5, if setup number 1 comes across your plate, are you going to recognize it? No. Why? Because focus is power. Focus is power, right? That's the reason why I've peeled back myself to only trading one type of setup. And then my whole focus is on one type of setup, because I know when it sets up, there's a high probability of having a good trade. And then throughout the year, there's going to be a handful of trades that run on for massive home runs for, 1 month, 2 months type of big moves, and really, really, really take my account to massive profits throughout the entire year. But focus is power, right? So on the back of what I just said there, under people that are looking at the markets right now, and again, I can feel your pain, right? Because if you're, again, less than 5 years, if you're just in the markets less than 5 years, you don't know. Right? You just don't. And what I mean by you don't know is that you're going down this rabbit hole of learning all these fundamental news about the market, right? And you're looking at the CPI, let's go. PPI, let's go. Sorry, guys. PPI, let's go. My private clients know. Like, there was this guy on YouTube. He did some live streaming, and then when this PPI came out, he's like, PPI, let's go. So, right, let's go. Anyway, so what I'm trying to get to here, guys, is that, and I'm doing a lot of talking here, but I hope you can see where I'm going with this. Okay, I'm trying to build a bit of a picture for you guys. Your first foundation is that 1, you don't even know what you're looking for. 2, if you do know what you're looking for too many things at once. And then 3, what you're doing is you're spending all your time, and this is where most people completely miss this bounce. And why did I see this bounce? And all I looked at was the chart itself, and so many people came down this road of what? Japan, the carry trade, the CPI, the PPI, the unemployment, the you see what I'm going with this, right? So the thing I want to ask you is that where are you spending your time? All right? I really want you to think about this for a minute, okay? Because if you want to be a pro trader, what does a pro trader do? Firstly, he knows what he's looking for. Secondly, he has confidence in his system. Okay, cool. Now, next layer up is confidence, right? How do I have confidence that this approach is going to work for me at least 7 times out of 10? Right? 8 times out of 10. That this particular setup, when it appears in the market, is going to do it. How do you actually develop confidence in that? You develop confidence in that of doing what? For me personally, guys, I have for my actual private clients, I have a workbook menu, right? And I go through exactly step by step exactly what I'm actually looking for. And then I go through trade examples, right? I know you guys can't see it, but this is trade examples, right? Trade examples. I have another PDF here of what? Different trade examples of what I'm looking for. Trade examples. How do you build confidence within your trading setup? And here's another one. Woo! Right. Look. So many examples here. So many examples, right? How do you build confidence within your setup? You can't build confidence in your setup if you're focusing on 5 different things at once. Now, again, if you want to be a pro trader, right? This is if you actually want to do really well out of trading. Well, firstly, we go to the markets to focus on our trading setup. Secondly, if we want to build confidence that this is going to really work for us long term, not just a get rich quick scheme, right? Or, yeah, I made $50,000 this week by being lucky. That's not pro trading, right? What are you going to do next week? Give it all back? Probably, right? How do you develop confidence? Now, do you develop confidence by spending all your time when the market's going down a lot, by spending all your time watching about the inverted yield curve and the recession indicator and this indicator and that indicator and the CPI and the PPI and this here and that here and this guru and that guru and the 40-year guru says that this is a big massive cycle and we're going to go da. Do you develop confidence by doing that? No, right? You're spending your time in the wrong way. And so therefore, 1 month goes past, 6 months goes past, 12 months goes past, and 80% of your time has done what? Spend all your time on all the things that don't matter to your trading today. And you're focusing on all the wrong things. This is where it starts to get heated up here. What is that? I guarantee you 90% of you guys watching this video right now. And guys, the reason why I'm doing this video, because I feel for you. I felt the same way, right? But here's what I found. So many of you went to the fundamental news of why something was going to happen. And whenever we look at the charts and whenever we look at the markets, right, you realize that all that there was a complete waste of time. I guarantee you guys that spend hours and hours and hours learning about the Japan stock market crashing and the carry trade and the CPI and the PPI and that's it. And all these YouTube videos saying the top's in. Not this guy. I was saying get ready for a bounce. And all that time you spent on why the stock market's going to crash and that's it. It's all over, the top's in. Oh my goodness. And we get an incredible strong bounce out of it. So all that analysis and all those people you watched was a complete waste of time and it was wrong. And if you traded off that, you're losing a lot of money right now. I know one person right now that's down almost $1 million. Almost $1 million down by doing that exact same thing. It's the reason why I'm doing this video Because if you're going to the market to trade based off the news that has already happened, it's too late. The market's already baked that into the markets. It's already baked into the charts. So it's like, oh, there's a headline here. Oh my goodness, I'm going to go trade the markets. It's already gone. So if you think about this for a minute, right? If you go to the market to trade the market today based off a news that has already happened 1 or 2 days ago, guess what? It's already in the markets. It's already happened. It's already reacted. And you can't trade long-term success on that anyway, right? Let's just say you did have a news announcement that came out and you got it right and you made money. Now use that foundation for the rest of your life to make money. You can't, right? You can't. Go back to being, if you actually want to be a pro trader to make at least 6 figures and then eventually 7 figures in the markets, what does that look like? I'm gonna bring it all back to not Japan, not CPI, not PPI, not this, not that, No, none of that bullshit. What am I looking for? What's my setup on the chart? Because I'm a trader. A trader looks at the chart and says, I'm looking for my trading setup. What does my trading setup look like? How do I qualify to make sure that it is the actual trading setup? And then how do I have good risk management? And then good trade management. So when I am in one of those trades that has really big profits for a month or two, I can jump on a really big profit for a few months and really see big growth in my account. That's how you make 6 figures a year. That's how you make 7 figures a year. You don't make 7 figures a year trading the markets by being lucky. No. How do you do this? What I want for you guys is I want you to be setting yourself up with a foundation so you can use what you're doing right now this year and next year and year after and year after and year after. Guess what? It's a foundation to know that no matter what happens in these markets, bull market, bear market, recession, that you're trading an approach. You're trading an approach that's not based off luck. Unfortunately, there's so many people out there right now that have been lucky just by buy and holding, right? I spoke to someone just recently. He's making a lot of money right now. He's been long the stock market for 3 years. Good job. What happens when the stock market goes down 50% in the next recession? And it's coming, right? What happens when that's the indices, by the way. Stocks can be down 80+%, right? We all know that's going to happen, right? We all know that that's coming. There's something big's coming right now. Right, we all know that. And then later on this decade, when that really big bang comes, right, when the debt bubble does that, when the debt issue then eventually becomes home to roost, people are buying, holding, right? What's going to happen with that there? Right, there's going to be a lot of pain. So if you are serious about getting ahead in the markets and serious about being an actual pro trader, bring it back to what a pro trader does. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I see so many people were focusing on all the wrong things that led them down the wrong path, that had the wrong thinking, that caused them to do the wrong action, which caused them to lose money. But if you're just listening to what I was saying, which was the charts are still, and I know this sounds simple, right? You probably spend 20 hours going down this rabbit hole about all this stuff. And watching all these people that are credible on YouTube, right? All these gurus that are really smart. And this, I can't believe it. I just cannot believe this bullshit. These people that have got a few million subscribers on their YouTube channel about the markets, and they're so smart. And they've got the PPI, the CPI, the balance sheets, the future cash flows, the fundamentals, all of this sort of stuff. And the recession's coming and and they're going short. I was watching one particular person, I'm just like, you are so smart, but so dumb at the exact same time. Because all I did, and all I know about these markets is what is my rule number one in my actual trading system is what? My rule number one, and I really want you to understand this, guys, because I really want you to understand that while you spend 20 hours going down the path, especially this last little dip, last little correction, while you spent 20 hours of your time watching YouTube videos, trying to get an understanding of the Japan and the carry trade and and listening to all these people out there who are so smart, who have all this economic smartness behind all these fundamental and the recessions coming and so on and so forth. While you're listening to that, this guy kept it really simple and said, you know what? The trend is your friend until the end. And right now, the trend is still up. And we're just part of it, and we're just going part of it. And right now, as I speak, we're still part of just a correction phase. So we're probably going to get a bounce soon, and it's probably going to be a very strong bounce, and the trend is going to continue. The end. It took me 10 minutes to do that. Now I can go off and go. Now I can have all this extra free time because I don't need to worry about all this other bullshit that doesn't make any lick of difference in my own trading. Look, my momentum trade. Look, rule number 1, trade with the trend. And I know this sounds simple, guys. And the reason why I got it right, so to speak, of this strong bounce, and again, for you guys who've been watching my videos for the last few months, for the last few weeks at least, you know I got this right? While all of you guys are running around like a monkey brain, and again, this is not a thing to have a go at you. I'm trying to show you where you're going wrong in the markets. And if you keep doing the wrong thing, you're going to keep getting the wrong results. Your wrong thinking, the wrong approach, the wrong everything, right? The right thing to do, and one thing I've just learned is that all that news is bullshit. What is the market telling me? Because I'm telling you right now, guys, I have learned this the hard way. Right? I have learned this the hard way. And whenever I look at the markets, we all know what? Rule number 1 is what? The trend is your friend until the end, right? We know this. We know the trend is your friend until the end, right? Well, if we know that saying, then why don't we do this? And also understand how markets actually work. Now, let's keep it really simple here. This is why rule number 1, what is the trend? I'm looking at the S&P 500 right now, okay? If we're looking at a big bull market, how does a big bull market happen, right? We go up, right? And then we come down, we make a higher low, right? We know that. Up, we might go sideways for a bit, go up, come down, higher low, and go up, right? So that's a bull market, right? That's the trend. Higher lows. No, John, tell me something new. Well, if you know that, understand the phases of an actual upward trend. We have energy using phase and we have energy building phases. Energy using phase is when we're actually going with the trend. And after a period of time, when we've used a lot of energy by going up for a while, there's going to become what? A correction, a pullback for what? An energy building phase to then now go back up again. To then use that energy. And then there's going to come a period in time where we're going to start to go back into what? An energy building phase. When it starts to do this. And then that energy building phase after a period of time is going to go up through here. And then so on and so forth. And then eventually what may happen is that we go up through here. And then we'll eventually start to go through a bit of an extended period of sideways route. Right? When we start to do this for a while, where we just really what we call a base out for a while, let the market really reset, and then it goes through another big, generally what I call the 3, maybe 4 stair steps in a big bull market, and then it resets for a bit, and then it goes again. Okay. So if you understand with what I just said there, then you would know what? That right now, if you understand just that one simple technique, instead of turning 20 hours of that bullshit, what did I do? I'm just like, well, the trend is your friend until the end, right? Low, higher low, higher low. Look at this here. Up, down, higher low, up, down, higher low, up, da, 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 da. Right? This is the last low. Another higher low here. And then the market went up. And then when was the next higher low? The next higher low was there, right? Up, 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 up. So as this market's coming down, are we anywhere near this low? No. So is at this point in time, are we still potentially going to make a higher low? Yes. Why? Because the trend is still up. It's still making what? Higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And as long as we're making higher lows, especially on these weekly charts, the trend is still up. And this is just part of what? An energy building phase. So while we're getting all sucked into what? Why is the market crashing? It's not crashing. We just went up for all this time. We've just gone through a bit of a correction, a bit of a reset, a bit of a building phase to go again. You see what I'm saying here? This is just one simple technique. I have 4 or 5 rules that I focus on. This is the rule number 1 for me. And then I really start to define the actual entry setup, entry point. I hope you can see here. This is one of the things I really wanted to do for you, to show you and share with you, while most of you guys got this wrong and all I did was say, what's the trend? It's still up. We're still above this high here, so it's probably just coming back down to make another higher low. Now there will eventually come a point where we do what? Where we get a higher low and we actually break the low. So if we're making higher lows, buyers in control, but if we break the low, that's when you start to get worried. That's it. That's all I do. That's all I did for all these videos. And I was screaming this out here. And this one simple thing could have got you ready for the bounce and you could have made a lot of money. I'm part of this long market right now. I've been long this market, right? I'm in this market right now, benefiting from this. Because it's just simple analysis. Keep it simple. Remember, you want to be spending a lot of your time on what? The things that's going to matter to your difference today, right? Because it takes time to build momentum. What are you focusing on? And then 1 month later, 2 months later. Now that's if you actually really want to do really well out of the markets, right? No, really well long term. Not just the short term, but really long term out of the markets. If you really want to do really well long term out of the markets, then that's what it's all about. Because look at this here, guys. This is what the market does, right? Look at this here. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Look at this here. It wasn't until what? When we actually broke the low, when we were no longer making higher lows. Then we start to get worried. Let's go back to the 08 period. Right? You just notice this so much, right, guys? Look at this here, right? Low, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Look at this here. When the market actually broke that low, guess what? Now we start to get worried about the top in the markets. But look at this here. I guarantee every time this happened, people were doing the exact same thing they're doing right now. So I'm trying to share with you, if your goal is actually to be a really good trader of these markets, my goal is to really sort of share with you and hopefully that give you some light on where most people with this rally to the upside this week, why most people missed it. And even some people, even gurus who are so smart on the fundamental basis, wasn't net short. And I'm just like, you spend hours going down this fundamental thing. And I just went to the chart and I said, trend's still up. Okay, so this is just part of the energy building phase. We're going to go through that. And just understand that we are going to go through that. So as the market's having a big rally, we know in the back of your mind, okay, we've been having an energy using phase for a while. We're probably going to go through an energy building phase. And I know this sounds really simple, guys, but guess what? This simple thing could have made you a lot of money this week. Instead of spending on all this bullshit out there that probably lost you a lot of money. Happy Sunday, guys. I hope this really helps you out. Some of the things I'm saying right now, guys, I hope it's starting to ring home for you. If your goal is to actually do really well out of trading, right? If your goal is to, then I'm trying to share with you an actual path. If you want to actually get access to my coaching where I can help you every day with this sort of stuff, then there should be a link in the description. If you're here just for a little quick little easy buck, it's never going to work for you. Okay? So anyway, traders, happy Sunday, at least for me here anyway. Have an amazing week, guys.